All summer, I've been living in the AFO Middle Short Ultra from Janji. They're super comfortable and amazing shorts for running and for everyday wear too. They're lightweight with 6 pockets, a ton of room for gels in your phone, and they have a moisture-wicking brief liner and reflective detailing around hand pockets and reflective logos in the front and the back keep you seen and safe. Janji makes running apparel for everyday exploration with designs, materials, and features meant to help runners go farther and is made with durability in mind. And also, it's backed by a 5-year guarantee. Head over to janji.com to check out some designs for yourself and use code CHOOSESTRONG for 10% off your order. That's janji.com and use code CHOOSESTRONG. BondCharge is a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. Founded on science and inspired by nature, all BondCharge products adopt ancestral ways of living in our modern-day world. Their extensive range of premium wellness products help you sleep better, perform better, have more energy, recover faster, reduce inflammation. The list is endless. Our favorite product from BondCharge is their infrared sauna blanket. If you're looking to ease stress and unwind, the sauna blanket can do just that. The infrared heat and your elevated heart rate, all while relaxing, releases endorphins, which can leave you feeling euphoric after your session. It takes less than a minute to set up, heats up quickly, and you'll feel revitalized and less stress after sessions. And they offer free shipping on every sauna blanket, no hidden costs. Go to bondcharge.com and use coupon code SALLY to save 15%. That's BONCHARGE.com and use coupon code SALLY to save 15%.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Choose Strong podcast. It is wonderful to join you today in whatever it is that you're doing. I'm waving at you if you're watching us on YouTube or Spotify. As always, a big shout to all the kids. Most all of you, I know there's some kids still waiting to go off to college, but most of you have already started back at school, and we just want to say that we hope that your school year is getting off to a great start and that you have a couple goals for yourself that you're going to go after. Keep choosing strong, kiddos. And to everyone that's just started running, maybe you walked into the gym and you're starting to lift, or you've just slid into the saddle on the bike or in the car. We are very happy that we get to join you in whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah, no,
Anything to add to that, Ed?
Nope. I think that was a solid intro. Again, well done. 10 out of 10. And Sal, welcome back to the States.
Welcome back to the country.
Welcome back to the US of A.
Yeah.
Talk to us. Let's hear it. We want to hear all things UTMB.
Yeah, I got to go over to UTMB this year just to help support and cheer for the new Nike ACG team. So they released the new squad. It's 22 runners. I think it's made up of 8 different countries. So I went over there, did an event, did a couple events, also did some shows with Free Trail. And yeah, that was my 7th time at UTMB. That was my 2nd time being there and not racing. It's always hard being there and not racing. But I will say the one good thing about being there and not racing is I have no pressure. I can totally enjoy the week. And I did. So to our listeners that I got to meet, thank you so much for coming up and saying hi to me. For introducing yourselves, for sharing your story, or just a little bit even about your pre-race. I hope that everyone that raced UTMB, regardless of what the distance was, that you had an incredible week out there. Your experience was amazing. I know, Ed, I've said this many times, UTMB is pretty much like our Olympics of the sport. We have over 120 countries are represented there, and we celebrate all distances. There's the YCC, which is youth. I mean, there was little kid races that were going on, and then it starts to pick up in distance, and the races start the Monday before UTMB. So for like 5 days straight, there are new distances lining up on the start line, and it's just racing all week long. It then culminates with the 100-mile distance, the big loop around Mont Blanc, and finishes with an award ceremony at on Sunday at 12:30. So it was really fun to witness a lot of those races, be a part of the excitement. It is probably one of the most crowded running events, I would say, in our sport. Yes, it is. It is the most crowded, just as far as how many people are smashed into like that one little area
I thought you
for
were,
the week.
spectating too, or just
It's everything.
yeah.
Whether you're standing
Small
at the start
town.
line or you're spectating or you're just in the, in the heart of Chamonix, there's people everywhere. And it's really fun. It's high energy. It's a lot of stimulation. I think, that's probably one of the races outside of the United States, because Western states, I feel like this too, where people go just to spectate.
Yeah.
It definitely is climbing up with the spectatorship of, like a Tour de France. Like Tour de France has an incredible spectatorship. You can go out on the roads, all along the roads, and just cheer and
people are
watch
just
right
lined.
there. Yeah, it's so exciting. And I think that this is a really exciting time in our sport. I was reading an article the other day about how this year alone, over $2 billion have been invested into trail running. And we're seeing whether it's a startup, big brands, everybody is able to benefit greatly or take their piece of the pie in this sport because it's just experiencing a massive boom. It's the growth in trail running, and I'm not just talking about ultras, the sub-ultra events, which I want to talk about in maybe a little bit later, but the sub-ultra events we're starting to see are becoming more and more popular. In fact, this year, the OCC and the CCC, which are the shorter distances of the UTMB week. So OCC is the 50K, the CCC is the 100K. Those were the more competitive than the UTMB this year, and it's never like that. So I think that is also just showing us too this growing trend in younger athletes that are coming in that are, a lot of them are being coached by coaches who say, hey, like take your time moving up into these longer distances, get fast, stay fast. You don't have to run yourself into the ground in a 100-mile distance in order to do well in this sport, in order to make a career out of this sport. And I think this is a really exciting time for the youth. I was actually, I'm planning on being at Javelina. If you are listening and you are going to be there, I want to know. I would love for you actually to send me an email and let me know if you are running for a cause, if this is your first 100K or 100 mile, or if you're doing the 31K, what your story is behind going to Javelina. If there's something special that you wanted to share, even if you're a crew chief or you're a pacer, I want to hear about it. You can contact me at contact@sallyMcRae.com. I will be doing something pretty special this year at Javelina, and I would love to hear from you. I'd love to meet you, and I would love to hear why you're going to be there too. But yeah, I think that this is a really exciting time for our youth to be coming to this sport. And I had done a search on the entrant list for Javelina 100. And I thought, I'm going to do a filter and see how many runners are represented in the 20 to 29 age group. And I could not believe the number of athletes in that. And that was just for the 100-mile. I mean, I'm scrolling and scrolling. And I thought, wow, in years past, especially when I first started in the sport in 2010, I was typically one of the youngest at the start line, which that's wild because I was like 30.
Yeah.
And so it's weird to think that I was, every time I go to a start line, people would always say, oh, you're so young, you're so young. I was like, really? 30? I mean, 30 is not old, but I would just say, like, when you look at like track and field or road races, 5Ks, 10Ks. I mean, a lot of times in the road races, you're racing against kids and they're winning, How many times do our high schoolers in our from our local high schools, that run cross country and track, they come out to our 5 and 10Ks and they just kick our butts because they're but that doesn't happen in ultra. Yeah. So I think when I think of Mackenzie being at NAU, her love for the mountains, she got her start in running actually on the trails. And that's, we've said this over and over again. One of the reasons why she was so drawn to NAU is that the mountains have her heart. The trails are where she finds a lot of joy. And I think that now she can actually start dreaming about graduating from college with the possibility of just going straight to trail.
Yep.
If that is what she wants to do. So yeah, it's a really exciting time. I think UTMB this year was a refreshing experience, just seeing how many kids, I'm not just talking about younger people, but just kids were there, high school kids and taking part in dreaming. And I think when I think back of just the last 5 years of our sport, which I know 5 years ago that was COVID, but I'm thinking like 19 and even 21, it's changed so much, just in the participation and the number of races. And when I think about what the next 5 years is going to be like, it's exciting.
Yeah, that's super cool. The 2 shows that you were on were the Free Trail.
Yeah, Dylan Bowman, good buddy of mine. We did you can actually check them out still on the YouTube channel, because we did a UTMB preview show where we kind of chatted about, we told stories too. Dylan and I, we tell stories. So we opened up with a little bit of stories. His story he opened up with was actually really intriguing. And then we talked about the competitive field. It was more news, elite level type news, but we had a lot of fun.
Did you drop any, like, I think this person's going to win?
I did, and I was wrong on both sides.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right.
I was rooting really hard for, Ruth Croft. I've been a huge fan of Ruth Croft my entire career.
Yeah.
And I do know her personally, and I just think that she is such a wonderful, humble, hardworking human. But it's hard when Courtney's in a race to not root for her.
Yeah.
Courtney's my bud, and I think that she has constantly put on such incredible performances that just blow us all away.
Yep.
Even if she's out there struggling, it's like she's crushing some course records. So
totally.
I think I was just naturally, rooting for her. Very happy that Ruth Croft took the win there. I think she was the first Kiwi to do that. And also she will go down in history as the first woman to hit all 3 majors at the UTMB. So she is the champion of the OCC, the CCC, and the UTMB.
Oh, wow. I didn't know.
And those are the 3 most prestigious races of the entire week.
That's awesome.
So it is an accomplishment that I think is a generational accomplishment. I don't think that we're going to see a lot of runners do that.
That's impressive.
To be able to compete at such a high level in a 50K and then turn around and go do that at 100 miles. It's very difficult. And, I think we saw that at the Olympics last year. There was a couple athletes that decided to run the marathon and on track. And it's just,
that's right. Yeah.
It's in the news, It's like, oh my gosh, how is that possible? You just don't do that. You focus on one discipline, one distance, especially because there's some very specific training elements that need to go into your programming that are more fitting for a 5K, 10K than, let's say, 26.2 miles. Yep. So, yeah, Ruth, it just continues to raise that bar. She's done a lot of phenomenal things throughout her career. One thing that I noted in the first show that I did with Dylan was that she had decided to, I think it was either 16 or 17, when she was winning all these races, doing amazing, and decided to put herself on the road and really work on speed. And she was doing road marathons, and just that was the focus. And I was really inspired by that. And clearly it has, the ROI on that has been incredible, because around the time that she did that was also when the sport really started to pick up in pace and course records were being broken right and left. Now we're seeing that constantly. It's every time there's a big race, like the record's broken. Not every single time, but it's like it's so common. So I think Ruth, she definitely read the sport well.
Yep.
And was very discerning and knew that if she's going to continue to compete, being fast on all terrains is essential now. And I'd say when I first started in the sport, back in 2010, when I ran my first race, just learning about it, I didn't know much about it. You could kind of just specialize in one distance, and there wasn't a lot of concentrated, well thought out, structured training plans. Everyone was still figuring it out.
Yeah.
So now there's a lot more science. Now there's more coaches. I mean, anyone can be an ultra coach now.
Yep.
So yeah, it's changing. And so we did a prediction show. Ruth was one of the top 3. I can't remember if we had Tom as our top 3, but Also a huge fan of Tom.
Yeah.
He's a brand new dad. Also just like such a lovely human.
Seems like a cool guy.
Yeah, such a great, very respectable guy. And I think what he did out there was pretty incredible. And then our next show was Immediate Reactions to UTMB, and that was with Jim Walmsley. So you can check that out too on the free trail. I want to give a big shout out, since I am talking about friends in the sport, friends that are doing great things, creating new things. A big shout to two people. Tim Tollefson, who is going to be putting on the Mammoth Trail Fest, and then the Mammoth 200. It's basically, he's going to be busy for 2 weeks straight doing these things. But the Mammoth Trail Fest, I know that a lot of people are planning on being out there this year. I think they're going to have their highest attendance every single year. It's more and more people attending. It's very family friendly. There's something for everyone. They have everything from a night 10K to, these shorter distances, the 50K. And then 3 days after the event finishes, they're going to have the Mammoth 200. And that field continues to get stacked. And I think we're going to see a really exciting race there. I'm excited to see how fast they can run it because I had said to some of my buddies that are running it, Max, there's Jeff Browning is going out there. And we know Rachel Intrikin is doing it, Tara Dower. When we did our attempt, when we filmed it, I did it in 72 hours. And I feel like we weren't racing. We were filming. We had a whole crew. We were taking our time. I also did it in that time without any taper. Like I didn't taper at all. I mean, I'd been out there for a month every single day on the course. And then I just woke up one day and was like, all right, now let's do the whole course, which, that's not any way to do a 200. But I think my experience already having now, at that time, that was the 5th 200 that I did in 11 months.
Yep.
And I think that with that experience and just kind of knowing like, oh, I can actually casually pace this and get around this loop, and we did.
Yeah.
But I think that we are going to see we could see the guys do a sub 52 hours. I think it'll be easy for the girls to do sub 65 hours as well. And I would not be surprised if they did even faster than that. Would not be surprised at all. I'm actually going to say the girls are going to do sub 60 hours and the guys sub 50.
There we go. That's
absolutely.
So fast.
Because if I did it casually in 72, imagine if I was hammering the whole time. And I love this course because it's very much Tim.
Yeah.
Tim is, he came into the sport with some pretty fast road marathon legs. His wonderful wife, Lindsay, is an incredible road and cross-country athlete too. And they're fast. And a lot of their training is, they get in those good, solid, hard run workouts. They have a lot of good road where they live in Mammoth. They have a lot of good, Green Church is a really popular route that road marathoners would go to Mammoth and train. They have training blocks in Mammoth. And so long sections of the Mammoth 200 course really lean in to people with foot speed. There's times you can run for like 15 miles straight, literally 15 miles straight with very little climbing. And there's several sections where you can just motor. And it's cool because then it's complemented with some pretty big climbs. Yeah. So if you're a strong climber and you got good leg turnover,
good course
Mammoth
for
200's for you. I think in addition to that, I think it's a phenomenal first 200 because you're never, the only time that you kind of feel like, well, we're really out here is when you're in the Glass Mountains. But at the same time, you're always accessible by a car.
Not too far.
Yeah,
you're right.
There are such great trails out there for like all-terrain vehicles. Mm-hmm. They're everywhere. And so like anything can get to you, except if you're like at the very top. But it's like all those, when you're getting to the top, it's so like short-lived. And then for the crew, it's so enjoyable because there's lakes everywhere. All along the course, there's lakes. So it's really beautiful. But you're also passing through these little tiny towns. And so your crew can always get food and coffee or go to the grocery store. In worst case scenario, at the very most, it's an hour back into Mammoth Village. and there's never really traffic.
No.
So it is a really enjoyable environment, a great setting, different. I guess Tahoe 200, I'd say it's probably really similar to Tahoe 200 for a crew experience.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big shout to my buddy Joe Corcione. He is the owner, founder, podcast host of Everyday Ultra. You may have remembered Joe Corcione. He paced me for 100 miles at Bigfoot.
Still wild to think.
Yeah, Bigfoot 200 back in 2023. And he also paced me for massive miles at Moab 240.
Yep.
Great friend,
Joe's
great
the
guy.
man, yep.
Yeah, he's such a sweetheart. If you ever see him at a race, just go up and say hi. But just wanted to give Joe a shout because today he dropped his first race called the Desert Peak Ultra. And the distances for the Desert Peak are the 50K and the 100K. It's held in Tucson, Arizona. The race kicks off in April of 2026. And so if those are the distances that you like, if you like fast running and big, huge climbing, it has a good mix of both of those, which I think the desert lends for that pretty well. Whether you're in Utah or Arizona, places out here in California, I think that's kind of cool that we can climb high and run fast all in one race. So I love we're showing a little graphic of Joe's race logo imagery for you to see right now. Very proud of Joe and excited to see this race grows. I know it will. Our sport's growing, so it's exciting when new races come in.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Joe Corsi.
Yes, big props.
And he did not ask
Joe.
me to do that. He had no idea that I was going to give him a shout, but
Joe's the best.
Joe's the best.
We love Joe.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the UTMB. I had one more question. Since you didn't go the last two years, right, that you didn't race. Wait, you didn't go last year, did you?
I took a break last year.
Yeah, but the prior, okay, yeah. So going out there to race, you're really careful about what you're eating because you're in a new country. You want to make sure that your stomach's good for a race day. So you stay away from things maybe you wouldn't stay away from if you're not racing. Mm-hmm. So going out there this year and not racing, was there like a meal or a restaurant or something to eat that you were like looking forward to having this year that you didn't have in the past, or maybe you had after you raced there and you're like, I can't wait to get that again because I'm here? Is there anything out there that you were excited about?
I mean, even all the years that I raced, it was always the post race that I would kind of load up on the things that I had, maybe sometimes it's like you got to be careful with dairy. I just feel like that's, for me personally, I always feel a bit more inflamed.
What about some gelato out there?
Yeah, I would never have gelato before I'd race. I'd always have it post race. Yeah. Maybe there was like one or two times I had it, or maybe because our Nike trail team, we would get it a lot together, but I think I'd always get like the sorbet, like the dairy free.
Yeah.
And then after the race, I would get legit gelato. But, I went out there still doing like a lot of raw food eating. So like the first few days, I actually was still doing that just for my knee. And then after a few days, I started to, I had some gnocchi and I think I had gelato twice. Definitely had a croissant.
I was going to say, how many
mornings.
Croissants did you have?
I probably had at least 8 croissants while I was there. I usually had it in the morning with a cup of coffee.
Okay.
On the patio where I was this little hotel that I was in. Most of the hotels have, little kitchen and dining room area.
Yeah.
It's very common.
Yeah.
And they always do like a continental type breakfast. So there's always like croissants and cheeses and meats and fruit and coffee and like muesli, cereal and stuff like that. So I would just come downstairs from my hotel room and sit on the patio with and they have a little espresso machine too. So I usually would get a cappuccino and a croissant.
Nice.
And my hotel, this was not the nicest, but it was about 50 meters from the finish line. So as I said, races start on the Monday and they go through all night. So every day people are finishing. Yeah, all
You're
hours.
Hearing the bells and
Yeah, but it was
That's
nice
fun.
because it actually is fun because there's a few times I would just open my window and watch.
That's
and it was
cool,
super cool.
If you were racing though, that would
It's hard because you're like trying to sleep, but Yeah, it's fun to be in downtown.
Coffee and a croissant. That's my jam. I'm jealous. Okay, Sal, let's move on a little bit here from UTMB because you just got back and it's football season now. Football has begun.
Okay.
And American football. And fantasy football has started as well.
Yeah, when we got back, we went straight to Rip Pizza, which is one of our favorite places here in Huntington Beach.
Great spot.
I got back. I had only been home for a few hours, and typically whenever I get back from traveling, the family wants to go out to dinner.
Yeah.
And we hang out. And Eddie and Isaiah, because Mackenzie was at school, made sure they let me know, hey, we're going to go to Rip Pizza, we love that place. It's such a cool vibe. It's such a, the local spot. Great food. We always see people in there that we know.
Yeah.
So, we love to go. And they have, no matter the day, always a banging song playlist.
Oh, yeah. They got a
so
good playlist
good.
going, yeah.
And there's sports playing, and it reminds me of the Shakey's Pizza days, going after a game or whatever,
after a soccer
and
game.
Everyone's there, and it's so fun. Kids are running around, playing arcade games, and it's just I don't know. Sometimes I like to go to loud atmospheres where there's just a lot of people and people are laughing and music's playing, so I was so excited to do that. And then Eddie and Isaiah were like, "But just so you know, it is fantasy football time and team."
Hey,
it's fantasy football time, and we will be picking our team. And I was like, all right. So
we had a live draft.
It's a live draft.
It started at the time that you wanted to go to the restaurant. So we got it done. So Sal, my question to you, if you had to choose right now your top fantasy football player, who would you choose? If you just I just want this guy on my team, who would you go with?
Right now?
Yeah, if you just had to pull a guy out of the hat and you're I'm going with him. He's the guy this year for 2025.
Well, who would you go with?
I'm just asking you right now.
Why?
Who would you go with?
What are you trying to accomplish?
I'm just trying to ask. It's just trying to hint a little bit at your football, fantasy football knowledge.
Right.
What do we got? Who are you going with? Without Googling it, without asking Siri who you're who's your guy?
I'm going to go with Johnson.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What's the first name again?
Johnson.
Johnson.
Yep. Johnson
Solid
and
pick.
Johnson.
Solid pick. Can't go wrong with Johnson. What team is he on again?
Here we go, guys. Right. This is what I deal with every week.
Now, switching gears a little bit, but fantasy.
I miss Mackenzie.
I miss her too. Switching gears though, Sal, what if you were to, this is more of on a, it's still not serious, but it's more up your alley. If there was a fantasy football for the ultra marathon world.
Dylan does one fantasy free trail.
Okay.
For the races.
Oh, for the races.
Individual
each race. Okay.
Yeah.
What if there was a season and you had to choose this is your team, 3 guys, and you guys got to race as a team. 3 guys and 1 girl, but the girl's you. So you're on the team and you had to pick 3 guys. And I'm gonna let you choose even guys that you race with back in the day. So maybe they're not
that are legit, who would I choose to win?
Yeah.
Yeah, Killian, Francois Dehane, and Tom Evans.
Okay. Killian,
Done.
Francois.
Okay, Jim Walmsley.
Okay, see
I'd switch out Jim Walmsley for Francois. I do Walmsley, Killian, and Tom Evans.
Okay, so
because all those guys still run they still do cross country and road stuff, shorter stuff. And Jim is so fast.
And that would be your 3.
Yeah, those are some pretty diverse dudes.
Yeah.
As far as terrain, they can kind of do anything.
What if you had to choose so on fantasy football you have to choose a defense, then you have to choose a quarterback, so certain positions. Mm-hmm. What if you had to choose not the 3 best guys necessarily? What if you had to choose hey, I'm going to choose this guy cuz he's gritty. This guy doesn't give up, and then this guy is he's the king of downhill or whatever, right? Think of 3 guys. Who would you choose for that? Maybe they don't have to be those 3 specifics, but
I'd choose the same guys.
Same guys? No, you can't. That's
oh, okay.
That's too
Who
easy.
would you choose?
Who would I choose? I have no idea. That's what I'm asking you. What about girls then? If you had 3 girls on your team, I want these three based on like, I don't know, think of maybe grit and downhill and uphill.
Yeah,
So
I'd
not like the
definitely
best.
do Courtney, do Walter,
Why?
Ruth Croft, and Katie Scheid.
So you're just like picking like the best. Like they're like
Why wouldn't I pick
they're
that?
like the best in all those
Also, there's like
categories.
so many other names I could say
That's true. All right.
on both ends.
Those are the three guys you chose and the three girls. That would be
Yeah.
a solid team.
I think it's a solid team.
I agree. All right. Thanks for entertaining me with the fantasy football / fantasy ultra world.
Yeah, it was fun to
news.
watch you guys do the fantasy football and the bidding,
It's great.
the virtual
it's a lot of
bidding or
fun,
whatever, the fake token.
Fake tokens.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm moving on. We are moving into the reviews. I got an Apple review that I want to share. This is from Melly May C. She said, last year I was at my local tire shop. I love this. Last year I was at my local tire shop getting new tires before the winter months rolled around, and I saw a woman wearing a hoodie from a 100-mile race in Connecticut. Since I had just gotten into running earlier last year and I got addicted to racing 5Ks, it sparked my interest. I asked her about it, and she said she got 80 miles in before she DNF'd, but I was super impressed. I would never be able to do what she did, and I admired her strength. So she suggested I listen to this podcast, and I'm so glad I did. It quickly pushed all the other podcasts that I listened to the back burner. I love Eddie and Sally, fellow coffee addicts, and now that I'm all caught up with them, I'm looking forward to more episodes to drop. Thank you for being positive, uplifting, and encouraging. It puts a smile on my face, and so many others. Look at that. At a tire shop.
Cool.
Gets the nod to listen to the Choose Strong podcast.
I love that.
I love that. Melly May C. We're just waiting for you now.
sharing. I love these stories. I think that that's what's so cool. The trail running community expands beyond the races and the events. If you find out someone's an ultra runner, it's like immediately you're having a good conversation.
Totally. Yeah. All right. Well, Melly May, we're waiting for now you to push play on a 100-miler. We'll see, huh? Give us a little update when you sign up. All right, this next one is more of a comment and more of a highlight that I wanted to highlight. Her name is Brooke. Brooke left a comment on Spotify episode for us. She says, "Hey, Sally and Eddie, I'm a 14-year-old cross-country runner, and I can't believe that I've only just found your podcast. You two have inspired me to keep going through so many of my difficult runs and even helped me through my first timed half marathon, reminding me to choose strong every day and show up even when it's hard. Also, tell your daughter that she is my inspiration to run D1 in college. Thank you for all that you do. Your virtual daughter, Brooke."
Oh, that's made me cry. Brooke, thank you so much for writing that in. We are cheering for you. And we really appreciate you listening to the show and sharing that with us.
Yes, Brooke, thank you. We're cheering for. I know your cross country season probably just started, right?
Yeah.
This past week.
It is underway.
Maybe, a couple weeks ago. So good luck this year, and feel free to update us and tell us how it went. But we're cheering for you, Brooke. Thanks for writing that. Okay, next one we have Dylan in the Choose Strong Strava group. Dylan has a great picture, by the way. Dylan says, "My first 100-mile finish is in the books. Thanks to Sally and Eddie for being in my ears during those hard miles in the dark. It was a fight all the way to the finish. I learned a lot about myself during these 31 hours. I got the DFL award, if you know, you know.
Dead last.
Couldn't be prouder." Is that what that is? Dead? Oh, dead last.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. My watch died a few times, so no clean 100 miles on Strava. Sorry, Eddie. Cheers to many more miles in the future. And then he has a awesome picture of him probably shaking the race director's hand with his little baby in tow. Pretty cool, huh?
Okay, that is so cute.
Yeah, it's a great picture.
Aw, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And you know what? It is, I say this all the time, the rarity of humans that are going to run a road marathon is like 0.2%.
Yeah.
So now think about 100 miles.
Yeah.
It's so rare. And it takes a lot of courage.
Absolutely.
A lot of belief and dedication to get yourself to that start line, let alone to the finish line. So be so, so proud, whether you're first, middle, or last. Well done.
Yeah, dude, props, Dylan. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's in the Choose Strong Strava group if you want to go check that
Yes.
out. All right, last one is also from the Choose Strong Strava group. This is from Brittany. Brittany said, Sydney Marathon, PR'd my marathon by an hour and 56
Oh
minutes.
my goodness, that's amazing.
Boom. Yes.
Almost 2 hours?
Yes.
Wow, that's right. That just happened. Kipchoge was
So
there.
that just happened, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
It is incredible what he is still doing too now at 40 years old. But what did she say what her time was?
Yes. She got 4 hours, 41 minutes.
Incredible. And what's her first name?
Brittany.
Brittany, we are so proud of you. Thank you for letting us know your results and your experience. That is a phenomenal personal best. And I hope that you keep going.
Yeah.
You keep setting those goals for yourself.
Sydney Marathon.
Also, Sydney Marathon isn't such a bad place to run a marathon. I wonder if Brittany is an Aussie or Aussie. If she's an Aussie or if she traveled there. That would be a really fun runcation.
That would, yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Congratulations.
Wait, have you been to Sydney?
Yes.
Yeah. I have not. But one of these days.
It's amazing. It actually, there were moments that I felt like I was in California.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and people are really friendly. I feel like
I know they're friendly.
Aussies and Americans get along pretty well. We like each other's accents.
Yes, they have great accents. You're right.
Actually, I don't know if they like our accent, but I love it.
They have good ones.
I had a really great experience there. Everywhere I went was
I knew you went to
really
Australia.
cool.
I didn't realize you went to Sydney, though.
Mm-hmm. Flew into Sydney.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, well, hey, Brittany, props to you for cranking out a PR by an hour and 56 minutes.
We're so proud of you.
Impressive. Mudwater is not your average cup of joe. It's a cozy mix of cacao, chai, turmeric, and adaptogenic mushrooms to help you feel focused and balanced, not wired. And if you're a matcha lover, their matcha starter kit is a must-try. It's the perfect way to step into clean energy with matcha's calming, focused boost. My daughter got me hooked on the taste of matcha about a year ago, and I have to say their matcha is the best that I've ever tasted. Another great thing about Mudwater is every single ingredient in their products are 100% USDA certified organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, and kosher. There's also zero sugar and no sweeteners added. And if you don't want the caffeine, there are caffeine-free blends available too. So, are you ready to make the switch to cleaner energy? Head to mudwater.com and grab your starter kit today. Right now, our listeners get an exclusive deal up to 43% off your entire order, plus free shipping and a free rechargeable frother when you use code STRONG. That's right, up to 43% off with code STRONG at MUDWTR.com. After your purchase, they'll ask how you found them. Please show your support and let them know that we sent you. Keep your energy natural and refreshing all year long with Mudwater, because life's too short for anything less than clean, delicious energy. Did you know Function is the only health platform that gives you access to the kind of data most people never see and the insights to actually take action? That's why Sally and I have chosen Function. Function can test over 160 biomarkers, from heart and hormones to toxins, inflammation, and stress. You can also access multi-region MRI and CT scans, all tracked in one secure place over time. That's why top health leaders like Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Andrew Huberman, and Dr. Jeremy London are all behind Function Health. And lab visits are fast and convenient at 2,000 plus locations across the U.S. For $499 a year, that's $1.37 a day for cutting-edge health insights. All results are tracked over time in one secure place, so you see how your health evolves. Insights come from top doctors based on your unique results. Learn more and join using our link. The first 1,000 get a $100 credit toward their membership. Visit functionhealth.com/Sally McRae or use gift code Sally McRae at sign up to own your health. All right, that is all that I have for our wonderful Choose Strong listeners. But Sally, I'm going to move on to one of our favorite segments of the podcast, and that's Sally Says.
All right, we got some questions coming in from the community.
Well, we got one for sure, and this is a common one for people that are just like they just started to train because they just signed up for a 100-miler or even I guess a 50-miler. But this one was based on a racing pack. So what should I look for in a pack? So maybe it's like the first time they've ever worn a pack or have to wear a pack during one of these long races. And I know there's different options out there. Maybe what would you suggest? And if you were like a beginner and you're like, I don't know what pack to choose.
Mm-hmm.
Are there things that you're supposed to look for that would be ideal that maybe that you like on yours versus other ones out there that don't have certain things?
I think pocket placement, number of pockets, those are high on the list for me. I don't even think I need to say it needs to feel good when I put it on. It's like a shoe, right? If it's not comfortable, don't get it. So I think comfort goes without saying. But I have tried at least half a dozen different packs over the years. I've been sponsored by three different packs over the years. Was also part of the innovation of the first run of the Kiger pack, the Nike Kiger pack that came out in 15 and 16. And that was really fun. Just I learned so much about materials and fit and why we put pockets where we do. I think sometimes a pack can have pockets that are really hard to access, and it can be so frustrating, especially if you're brand new to using packs and you decide to use it for the first time in a race. This is not uncommon because some people only like to, they don't train for as long a duration of their race typically. And so a lot of times they'll just carry a handheld, or maybe they'll carry a pack but only need to use like one or two of the pockets. So I always suggest that whatever pack you get, your long run is supposed to be race assimilation every single time. And, it's even wise to use the long run to practice with a lot of gear in your pack. More and more races, all the races outside the United States have required gear.
Yeah.
The only races that have required gear here in the U.S. Are the 200-mile races. And then I think there's like a couple of like the more strenuous, intense 100-milers might have them too. But for the most part, I mean, Western states, you just want to wear a pair of shorts and carry a gel.
No pack needed.
There's no necessary gear. But I think the being able to access pockets on the fly and having enough is key, because it's going to keep you organized, especially the further the race distance is so important. I actually did this when we filmed the whole Grand Slam series, the Training for a 200. I think I did this in our gear check one, where I did a whole like gear episode. You can find it on my Sally McRae. I have a YouTube channel. If you haven't checked that out yet, please do. But I did a gear one, and I basically explained how packing your hydration vest, you almost want to view it the same way you do your kitchen, and use the pockets consistently for the same thing. So, and I'm still like that. I've been like this for over a decade now. I kind of adopted this formula like early on. It works for my brain too. It also was like a strategy that I would use so I could get in and out of aid stations really fast. So I do this thing before entering aid station, and as I exit, I touch like the four main pockets. I go 1, 2, 3, 4. And like the top right one is typically always like stuff for my stomach. So it could be like peppermint candies, ginger candies. That goes like in the top little packet up here. Maybe I'll do salt tabs up there. And then straight down is like the big flask pocket. And that one is electrolytes. And then over here on the left, I might put like food or a gel, something that's like just a quick bite. And then on the left is going to be another hydration flask, and that's going to have my carb electrolyte drink in it. Gels I put all over. I put them in my pockets, in the back. Any minor pockets, I'll shove them there on the side. I've even shoved them down in my sports bra. And then in the top pocket in the back, which I can access, and I'm talking about Camelback because that's one of my sponsors, but that one I can unzip and reach into, and that's my whole first aid kit. And so stuff for blisters, or if I fall, there's extra batteries in there if batteries in my headlamp go out. So because I do that, I can quickly assess one, like, and I tell my crew this too. They can look at my pack and know how much I'm consuming, what I need, what needs to go where. Especially as I get more and more tired in a race and my brain is kind of mush. Having a system keeps everything reliable so that I'm not stuck out in the middle of nowhere, 6 miles from an aid station. And I'm like, I can't believe I forgot to grab this at the aid station. Or I can't believe I didn't get that out of my drop bag. I didn't realize that I needed it. I thought I had it in my pack. So I think that is really important. And therefore, pockets are a big deal to me. So there's some packs that have been like really comfortable, but it's like, oh my gosh, why is there only like 2 good pockets in the front? I've also found that some pockets, once the pack is full, you can't even use the pockets. Maybe some extra external pockets that go on top of bigger pockets. You gotta find a pack that when you pack it out, fill it all up. It's every pocket you're able to use, every pocket you're able to access. Obviously, the big pocket in the back, where you put your bladder or extra clothes. I mean, obviously filling up those things or stopping to, switch into winter gear, that will warrant you taking your pack off, and that's fine because that's the least used pocket. But yeah, that's your survival gear. That's what's going to help you move efficiently. It's going to keep you comfortable. There's nothing worse, which I've experienced this too, than having a pack that bounces all the time and chafes you. It's your lifeline, and you have to see it that way. It needs to be a part of your gear. And I really am leaning more into the 50-mile plus athlete. So those that are doing distances of 50 miles or more.
Yeah.
I think packs can be optional in 50Ks if you're not doing a mountainous 50K. I think anytime you're racing in the mountains, even if it's a beautiful bluebird day, you should carry a pack because that's safety. Some parts of courses, even if you're 4 miles from an aid station, it might be impossible to get you even by a helicopter. So again, your pack when you're racing in the mountains, that's what keeps you safe. And Europe, the required gear, and I typically, my career from 2016 to 2020, I only raced internationally. Like I was getting invited to race all over the world. It was really hard for me to say no. I was able to travel. I also loved my experience and the way trail running is honored and celebrated in all these other countries, so different from here in the United States. And so because of that, like I learned a lot of, learning how athletes in Europe race, how they operate in the Alps. I mean, there's so much that I didn't know, so much that I needed to learn. But anytime you race internationally, the required gear is so that if you are not found overnight, you will be safe.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds crazy to think that because, 99% of the time, like trail running is like, there's people everywhere. There's aid stations. There's, even people spectating. Like you really aren't alone for most of these races. But yeah, the Europeans international races, they like to take that extra step and say, hey, but you just never know what could happen out there. Because we have had some pretty sad stories in trail running. There is this race. It was a long time ago. I want to say it was probably like 10, 12 years ago, where several people froze to death in the middle of the race. And it was one of those high up in the mountains, unexpected, like they didn't expect that.
Yeah.
And so, and we saw that, I think it was like 5 years ago, there was a race, I think it was in China, where a lot of people got caught in a storm, and it was really dangerous, and they ended up like canceling it. But I think there was some people that were sent to the hospital for that one too. So there's definitely things that happen out on the trails. I mean, we're out in, a very natural environment. And I think the longer that I have been in this sport, I have felt that one of my biggest adversaries was weather. My greatest challenges, and I don't think, weather is an adversary, but like if you can think of like what's challenged me the most, top 2 has been the weather. And I've learned a lot because I've grown in that. When I first started in the sport, there was this wave of minimalism where we were trying everything we could to do these long training days in the mountains, whether it was like 30, 40 miles, even racing, especially here in Southern California, as light as possible. I mean, people were like cutting as much fabric as they possibly could off of their shoes. Anything that wasn't needed on shoes, we wanted to make our shoes like really light. We wanted the clothes that we were wearing. And so packs weren't as popular. People were figuring out how to carry a bottle, just stick it into their shorts. Guys and girls. I mean, I saw this more commonly with the guys, but they would take a bottle and stick it just right at the small of their back. And then they would like carry another one. They would go do like, 25, 30 miles in the mountains and just in little split shorts. And that was kind of like that was the trend.
Yeah.
It didn't last very long because people started to realize we can't actually say that we love the mountains and being in the mountains if we don't respect the mountains.
Yeah, it's not
and
safe.
So, you never know, especially once you go past noon, 2:00 in the mountains, weather can change on a dime.
Yep.
And, I learned my lesson. There's a few times I didn't have what I needed when I was out doing these long training runs. And then I just realized, I'm like, it's okay that I'm carrying a couple extra pounds because that's what's going to get me back to my car. So, think of your pack as not this laborious piece that's optional. And I wouldn't even look at it as like, oh man, like, I even feel like if it's the difference between, X amount of dollars and X amount of dollars, and one is going to hold all your stuff, it's going to be comfortable. I mean, these packs can last a really long time.
Yeah.
So it is a wise investment. It's your lifeline. It's going to keep you safe. It's going to bring comfort to you when you're experiencing a lot of discomfort just because you can carry more in it and it feels okay when you're wearing it. Yeah, so be thoughtful about the vest. And there's all kinds of vests out there. I feel this way with, having run for Nike for so long. To this day, I don't think that, Nike has the best trail shoes in the world. There's a lot of great trail shoes that are out there. My advice has always been find what works for you, what feels good on your feet. And Nikes have been incredible for me. The first iteration of their pack, I really loved that. But then as I started doing more and more international races, that Kyger pack didn't work for me anymore. And eventually the Kyger pack went away.
It was more on the minimal side, wasn't it? Like it didn't have a ton of
I mean, I always got all my UTMB gear in it.
Oh, you did?
In the years that I was using Kyger. I did UTMB two times with it. And then I ended up getting another pack sponsor for the other years. But I was able to get the required gear. But yeah, that one eventually went away. I know Salomon is kind of, they hold a good percentage of trail runners use that pack. It's a great pack.
Yeah.
Ultimate Direction was the other one that I had that I'd worked with, and I really loved their packs too. I like my Camelback pack. The Apex Pro is something that I used for all of the 200s, and it was really reminiscent. It reminded me of both the Ultimate Direction and the Salomon pack, like put together.
Yeah.
So good stretchy fabric, lots of pockets, roomy. But
yeah, John G actually just sent us out one. I'm gonna put that to good use. I'm gonna go maybe hike and jog a little bit on with that thing. Looks cool.
Yeah, that'll be exciting to see. I see
out.
that you do wear a lot of the John G stuff.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm always seeing it in the laundry pile when I'm doing laundry, and when you're heading out for a run. It looks like comfy stuff.
Yeah, it is comfortable.
Speaking of, as we're talking about races, I released a 50-mile ultra training plan in my app. I would love for you to check it out. If you don't have my app, please download my app. The link is in the show description. I'd also like to say, too, if you got the app by downloading the Playbook app, strongly consider downloading it just using my link. It's a different way that I interact with it, but the 50-mile training plan is in there. It's 20 weeks. And if you are in my app, then you have full access to it. And we will be, it's taken us a few weeks, but we finally have reworked a downloadable PDF that shows all 20 weeks. You can print that up. It's basically just an overview of the course. And there's coaches videos in there where I talk to you every 2 or 3 weeks. I get into the app and there's a coach's video kind of guiding you through the program. But I'm really excited about it. I've been working on it for a while and I would love for you to check it out. There have been some follow-up requests for 100 and 200-mile training programs, and we are hoping to get those out for Black Friday. Those will be released in a different way. Those probably won't go in the app. If they are in the app, it'll be an upgrade. And so those ones are a lot more extensive. But the nice thing is with the 50K program and the 50-mile program, you have full access to my app to all of my workouts, strength workouts, stretching, mobility. There's hundreds and hundreds of workouts in there for you. So check that out. Getting our app is also a great way to support our show and all the work that we do. So if you already have our app, thank you in advance. It really means a lot to us. And if not, it is $99 a year, which breaks down to about $8.30 a month. You can also do a monthly contract, which is $14.99. But yeah, that's the app.
All right. And a great answer to the Pat question. So moving on to the next and last Sally Says question.
Okay.
Is September 1st too early for pumpkin spice lattes at Starbucks?
I didn't think so.
Well,
And that's why I found myself there. When it was 88 degrees here in Southern California, you best bet I got that pumpkin spice latte and a pumpkin muffin.
Okay.
Love it. I am not ashamed ever to say I am everything pumpkin. I already bought a couple mini pumpkins for the house.
I noticed
always
that.
for the kids when they'd start school, back when I feel like every year it's just hotter and hotter when they start school now.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
I'm so ready for sweater weather.
Yeah.
But I would always get the little mini pumpkin and I would put that on each of their desks in their rooms. So I bought 2. I put one in Isaiah's room and then I put just a little one that's on our kitchen counter as part of my middle decoration little setup.
I saw it.
But I haven't pulled out the fall decorations or anything. I'd really like it to maybe drop in temperature at least by 10 degrees would be very nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So September 1st, it's okay to have
I think so.
pumpkin spice lattes.
I think so.
Okay. Sally Says, you heard it. You heard it on the Too Strong podcast.
Yes.
All right. Well, what about when is it too early for Christmas? Because I'm already seeing stuff out at stores and it's barely September 1st.
You've already seen Christmas stuff?
I've seen Christmas stuff. I've heard people even talking about it, like putting it up in their neighborhoods, like on radio station. Like I've heard it, so it's out there already, and it's September 1st.
I feel like ever since COVID, do you remember what happened during COVID?
Yeah, people brought that back. It's like April, and they're like, "Nope, we're going Christmas stuff." Makes me feel good.
Yeah, it was like something that made people feel happy. So you saw Christmas lights. For that. Earlier, people leave them up longer.
Yeah.
I typically start looking at Christmas stuff November 1st.
Okay.
I'm kind of eyeing things, maybe, tapping on those boxes because I like to take my time to decorate. For a while, it was always the Saturday after Thanksgiving when I'd actually start to decorate. But in the past few years, I've started a little bit earlier just because
I've noticed that too.
I love the Christmas decorations so much. And yeah, the way the house looks is always so nice. And the kids love it.
Yeah,
that's that's how so many of our decorations evolved, was just the kids loved it.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of social activities around the holidays with friends and family. We're really busy, but it's such a good time. I guess it's what you create it, what you want it, what you want it to be. I know there's certain people that work in certain industries where the holidays are not fun.
Yeah.
It's just over the top too much. But yeah, when you see Christmas decorations and sweets and cards and things like that, and it's 88 degrees, first week of September.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for that.
I'm not for that either. Yeah, let's tap the brakes on that and push play on some of that fall decor, All right, speaking of the fall, Sal, you are kicking off the fall here, going to Missouri. You're kicking off the fall going to
Missouri.
Kentucky. Tell the people.
How do people from Missouri pronounce Missouri?
They say.
I don't think they say Missouri.
No,
the way we do.
They say Missouri.
Do they?
Yeah, that's what they say. They're like, hey, welcome to Missouri. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that it actually sounds
like what? Like I just said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Missouri. I've been there once. Actually, we were both.
We did.
There.
When we were driving to live.
We stayed
in
the
Washington
night
D.C.
in Missouri.
We did,
yeah,
didn't we?
Yeah.
It was a beautiful neighborhood. I remember getting in and it was like about to rain.
Yep.
Or maybe it did rain.
And we were there for the night and then we left.
Yeah, the next day.
Yeah.
Who was that? It was like
I don't know.
It was Chris and Julie's friends.
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but
it's like a blur.
Yeah, it was a blur. It was a long time ago.
It was such a long time ago. We were like 22, 20. We were like 23.
It was like 45 years ago or something.
Wow. When did you turn 70?
I feel 70.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I do. But I can't. It's kind of hard to say that I experienced Missouri. We rolled in at dinner time, went to sleep, and left. Yeah. So
all I remember is
we were just in the neighborhood. We didn't like actually go out into. I mean, you could have told me that we were in Utah, and I would have been like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I do remember it being like it was about to rain, but I just remember like the big green trees. Yeah,
yes,
lawns were super green and beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah, so in a way, I'd say this is my real first time to Missouri. I'm going to Poplar Bluff. I will be speaking at the Women Aware Conference. So if you are going to that, I would absolutely love to see you. I have been invited as the keynote speaker. At the end of the day, I will be speaking from stage. I've got like a 45, 60-minute talk planned for you. And then the next day, the entire community is invited to. I think it's a theater in downtown. I wish I knew the name of it. It's this old theater in downtown. Originally, what it sounded like was that I was speaking to some high school athletes, like some teams. And then it evolved into, well, whoever wants to come from the community can come to that. That talk will be a little bit different. And then I think there's some Q&A within that too. And then the third day that I'm there, it's just in the morning. It's a really small run club. I think it's like the Run for Jesus Run Club. Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Run for Jesus Run Club. So if you're a part of that, I'll get to meet you. So that's that morning.
And the day before, you're at the Three Rivers College in the Tinnin Fine Arts Center.
Say it again.
Three Rivers College, but it's called the Tinnin Fine Arts Center is where you're going to be.
Yeah, really excited. So would love to see you. If you are in Missouri or maybe you're in a surrounding state, that it's funny how, like, because I'm going to be in Kentucky as well and Nashville. I didn't realize it's just an hour drive from Kentucky to Nashville. Yeah, like our mind, when I go to drive to LA, that's an hour. Like I'm not crossing any state line from where we live.
Yeah,
so
true.
If you are near there, I'll actually be there for like 4 days. I'm very excited to go. This is that will kick off my speaking little mini tour that I planned. So I'm leaving for close to 12 days. From Missouri, I will go to Nashville, and I'll be in Nashville for 4 days.
Is it Nashville or Nashville?
Nashville. I think depending on where you're from, because I remember all the years that I did my camps in North Carolina, everyone knew I was from California because I would say Asheville.
Oh, yeah.
And it's Asheville.
Got
Asheville.
it. So when you say the Ville, you're from out of town.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so it just comes to mind when I think of Nashville.
You want to be part of the people.
Asheville. Yeah. I think
so what are you doing in Nashville then?
That one is actually it's a bunch of business meetings, but I am hoping to do some type of community meet and greet run.
Nice.
There's several great run shops and run groups that are around there. So I know this will get out to the community, and I'll post about it in my stories when that gets closer. But that will be anywhere between the 21st and the 24th. On the 24th, I will then head up. I'll take that hour drive to Kentucky, Bowling Green, Kentucky, home of the Corvette Museum. Hey, maybe I'll drive a Corvette. Maybe I will.
You should rent one.
I would love that. That'd be amazing.
A yellow
Drive
one.
around the track, get some pictures.
That'd be cool.
So there is a race called the Hot Rod Ultra in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and it's a 24-hour race. It's held on like this 0.34 mile loop. And I will be the speaker the night before at their dinner, pre-race and dinner. I know in the past couple years, Chad Wright has been the speaker, and so this year I get to be the speaker, and I'm so excited. One of the things that I'm especially excited about is just all the good things that the Hot Rod Ultra does in the community. They have it's like a ministry that they support. I think all the funds that are raised from this race go to this ministry that supports the people right there in their community. They have like what is it called? Is it Border Ministries or, oh gosh, I was just looking at their site yesterday.
I have it.
We'll have to put the link in our show notes. But anyway, what they do is they just go into the inner city and they put on events. They have, they feed people. And I think there's some areas in Bowling Green that are kind of like a refugee area. And then just, people that need that extra help. So they asked me as we were talking in our kind of like our final meeting before the event. We were only talking about the event. We were talking about pre-race and the dinner and my talk and then the race morning. And then this ministry was brought up and I was like, that sounds incredible. I was just so impressed. And yeah, I think too, because you and I, Eddie, used to do a lot of work like that in our our college and 20-somethings. And so that kind of work is really near and dear to my heart. And I think it's important work. It's good work. It's so easy for us to do. It's so easy for us to, spend time with other people, to spend time with strangers, to help, to lend a helping hand or to give of our own resources to help people that maybe don't have much. And so I'm really excited to be a part of this year's Hot Rod Ultra just because it's hitting home as far as things that I'm personally passionate about, and how cool that we can use running for a greater cause, for a greater purpose, for a greater impact. And I think that's the best way to live out the things that we're passionate about. I'm not sure that when we get excited about a dream or a goal, if it's just meant for self-fulfillment and then that's it. I think that what's so cool is the talents and the gifts and the opportunities that are given to us. They can be used for a greater impact, to encourage others, to love other people, to help other people, to just connect and make new friends and relationships. And, and in this way, it's straight up just service to those that are in need.
Yeah.
So, that is my September. Eddie and I have talked extensively about being at the Mammoth 200, Mammoth Trail Fest as of now because I've had some of these plans change. It didn't make sense because I only had like 2 days in between Kentucky and Missouri, and then I had meetings at Nashville to come home from the other side of the country. So I'm now going to be staying out there. But Eddie's going to do his best to get out to Mammoth. We shall see. But yeah, I will miss everyone that's going to Mammoth because I can't believe how many friends I have going to Mammoth.
You're going to have some serious FOMO. I'm
going to have some FOMO, but I'm also very excited to spend my time on the other side of the country with all these incredible communities. And I think this is really, when I'm looking at my career and how it's evolved over the years, even when we started this podcast, when I wrote my book, my hope always was to reach beyond the running community. I want runners to be here. I want the endurance community to find encouragement here. But I also want people that don't run or don't compete in endurance events, that maybe wouldn't call themselves athletes, to be able to listen to our podcast, pick up my book, and find encouragement in whatever it is that we're doing. So I think being able to stand on a stage and use that platform to love on and encourage people, hopefully, shine some light into their lives, that really is just at the core of what I really love doing. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, I'm going to bat it back over to you.
Awesome. So if you are in Missouri,
wow,
Kentucky,
also I'm
Nashville,
wow, Wow.
I've never been
Your
to Kentucky.
brother,
I
well,
do
you
want to
need
go out
to
there.
because your brother's right on the
He's
city line.
He's out there. Yeah, I got to visit and I got to go check him out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you all are out there
You don't want to
nearby,
say y'all are out there?
if y'all are out there and nearby, you should give Sally a big hug for me because I'll be missing her hanging out here.
Will you?
Yes, of course. All right. Well, Sal, thanks for the updates
Yeah.
in your fall. Is there anything that you want to just leave us with today before we sign off? Any encouragement, inspiration that you got?
I just wanted to give my daughter a shout out because, I mean, I guess she's training for Tour de France now all
I've
of a sudden.
noticed. Yes.
So she, as I had said in a previous podcast, she broke her toe while coaching at the NAU cross country camp for high
Yeah.
schoolers. She was one of the coaches. They were playing a game. She was barefoot. Should not have been barefoot. But so she broke that second toe or fractured it pretty bad. And we dropped her off at school. And when we were moving her in, we were talking to some of her roommates and teammates, and I was like, dude, do any of you guys have a bike that Mackenzie can use so that she can go out? They do a lot of their long runs on the trails. They do just a lot of their daily runs. They run in dirt a lot.
Yeah.
And not big like climbing. They're not, going up Mount Eldon or anything, but it's what I'm learning more and more about college running is like, if you're not in the top 7, like you're not really like part of the team in all the ways that I think kids dream of being and what they expect it to be like. And I think that, her starting her sophomore year being so excited to race and really get in there and then having this injury, I thought, oh, man, that's so hard.
Yeah.
So I had told her, I was like, get a bike, make sure you can be a part of the team as much as possible and just enjoy being out there, whether you're riding or running. It's so important. And D1 athletics, especially in the, running space, those kids are injured all the time. There's always kids on the team that are injured. I mean, they are running a fine line. They're pushing their bodies to, what is possible, what's the maximum that I can do and get to a start line. They're doing workouts that most people will never do.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there's going to be some injuries that come with that because these kids are young and they take great care of themselves. They have really good recovery protocols and, they have all the things.
Resources.
Yeah. And so when they get injured, it's hard. And so she used a bike for like a week. And I think when we had left, we were like, dude, we'll try and get you your own bike because the only bikes that she has here is like a beach cruiser, So it's living down by the beach, like unless you're like into cycling, a lot of the times, most of the kids here just have cruisers.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't work in Flagstaff at 7,000 feet where it's trails and mountains everywhere.
Yeah.
So I decided to, this is so funny, but like I just went online and was like, hey, where's a local run shop? Like what bike should I get her? And there's a local run shop down in downtown Flagstaff. And I started chatting with the bot or their website bot.
Yeah.
And then I ordered Mackenzie a bike. And then it was like a real person chatting with me. And he's like, yeah, well, if you ever come up here to train and get some runs in, make sure you stop by. And I was like, how'd you know I run? He's like, I saw your email address. So I did a little investigating. And so I thought that was really funny. But that's what I love about Flagstaff, too. You got that small town feel and everyone's looking out. But I wanted her to get a bike from just a local shop because if something happens to her bike or, she can make friends with people at the local shop and they'll be familiar with her and she'll feel comfortable going in and getting things fixed up. So we got her this all black Specialized bike. And I'm not kidding that the next day after getting it, she picked it up at 1 p.m. on a Friday. And Saturday she rode 60 miles. And I was like, who are you? Like, what? Like, who does this?
Yeah.
And it was funny because I posted that in my stories. The conversation that I had with her, I put it in my stories because she had sent me this video of her cycling, and all these people responded Well, she is your daughter. And I was like, yes, this is true.
True.
She's been building endurance since she was a little one. So it is crazy though, because her rides are getting 2,000 and 3,000 feet of climbing at 7,000 feet altitude out on trails. And her daily routine this whole week, here we are Friday, every day before class, she's riding 20 to 30 miles. So it's
crushing.
I told her, I was like, you're going to become a gravel racer? You're going to be an Ironman athlete? I mean, there's some stuff that we can do here. But she loves it.
Yeah.
She is like, she's like, Mom, every night when I go to bed and I know that I'm going to ride the next day, I get so excited. I just cannot wait. And I'm like, that makes me so happy.
That's awesome.
Just knowing that she's discovered something for herself. And that's not anything that any of us do. None of us are riding 20 and 30 miles. Although I do have to say, Black Heart Racing Company, who so kindly reached out. They're building me out 2 bikes. The bikes are on the way, Ed.
Yes.
I got a gravel bike and a road bike, and I don't know what to do with either of them, but I am really excited to go into the shop. I'm going to get fitted.
Yeah.
I know we're going to get some footage of that.
Yep.
And I am going to start putting in some serious mileage on the bike. So I'm just going to tell everyone that Mackenzie inspired me.
Yeah,
I just want to be like Mackenzie.
That's what I say every day. I want to be like Mackenzie.
Now, this last week, you've said every day that you miss her.
I do miss her this week.
Why,
I don't know.
what
It's just hit
happened?
me this week for some reason.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because it's Isaiah started school.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's his last year.
Yep.
And this is it. This is the last year of all the firsts.
Yes.
This is the last year.
It's sad.
And that's it.
It's sad.
It's crazy.
Very sad. But 'tis life. It's the way it goes. All right, Sal. I think that's it for us today.
Is it?
I think that's it. I think we're signing off here. And why don't you cheer on everybody as they're finishing up their run?
Yeah, if you are still running right now,
Yeah.
first and foremost, so proud of you for showing up for yourself today, showing up for your goals. You are worth it. You are always worth it. And whether you're training for a race or just training for your body to be strong so that you can show up for your family, remember there are so many gifts in having an able body. There's so much that you can give to others when you have an able body. It isn't always about the finishing time. I'm thinking back to our dad that wrote in and he said he got dead last and he was holding his sweet little babe. Showing up for yourself, accomplishing your goals. There's a lot of people watching and people that benefit. There are people in your life that need you. And taking care of your body, whether it's going out for a walk or training for that marathon or getting in and lifting, it matters and it's valuable and it is not a waste of your time. And also just a shout out to the mamas. You're not selfish for training. I know, remembering back in my younger mama years, if I could get out and go to the gym and lift, maybe get a run in, I just felt like I had a clearer mind. I could release a little stress. I could have some quiet moments of thinking to myself. And then I came back a better mama. And being strong for your kids, both mentally and physically, is so important. And so I just want to keep cheering you on in that. Even if you haven't gotten your workout in, maybe you haven't gotten your workout in days, your friend Sally here is encouraging you to keep moving and keep choosing strong in all you do.